All right, you guys, welcome to the show today. I'd like to start with thanking everyone for sharing with us all your research and amazing stuff. I'd like to start with a prayer. Heavenly Father God, we pray thank you for everybody around the globe who's helping to protect each and every one of us. I want to put a hedge of protection around all that is good globally. The Army, the Navy, the military, the Marines, Donald Trump and his entire family and tribe. Yes. Let this video be uplifting and edifying to the soul. And I'd like to start with the scripture, Psalms 121. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. All right, now, those of you with tickets, citations, mortgages, foreclosures, child support cases, you can email us for any of child support case, go to your spouse for the GSA bonds to set off the matters, the 1099 OID to get back the finances they claimed you owed, the fraudulent conveyance of language laws, the SS4, how to get a 98 EIN number, and the SS5, SF181 templates, and a whole host of stuff we have that we share with you guys here. We do ask for donations for our time, and we do ask for donations for this channel. Thank you to each and every one of you for your support to us here. Now, they shared with us a whole bunch of stuff. Harry Dempsey and Owen Walker. This is in London, September 16, 2020. Julius Baer is in advanced discussions with the U.S. Department of Justice to resolve allegations in a money laundering and corruption case linked to international football's governing body FIFA, FIFA, in a step towards banking. So I'm thinking about banking towards drawing a line under the scandal for the Swiss, and I want to say bank. So they were just sharing with us a bunch of stuff here, and I'm going to read a couple things. Size Bank, private banking, SYZ. One priority youth, value creation through innovative banking. It's more than a goal. Our result are proof of our expert skills and know-how protecting your wealth. Our tailored risk management approach is highly effective in a complex economic environment. And if you guys can see the stuff here, ignore the White House. The U.S. economy outlook depends on, that's under flash, asset allocations, insights, protecting against downside risk as recovery loses steam, and then the pandemic will drive green bond issuance as shift to sustainable, and you guys can read the catastrophe of this pandemic has given the world one silver lining, a wake-up call, a sobering vision of the future, and the economic and social devastation that climate change. So you guys can read that. I'm going to put the link in the description below to this bank, all right? See where I'm going here, all right? Now, they were just mentioning in that video white privilege, but it wasn't called white privilege. It was called, I want to say, there's a word, Pharistrocracy, ferocity, something like that. Anyway, the world is governed by, anyways, when you type in that word, I'm going to put the word in the description below. White privilege, Black Lives Matter, equality, global warming, and globalization. White privilege, Black Lives Matter, equality, global warming, and globalization. And it goes on to read here. The world is governed by very different personages from what is imagined by those who are not behind the scenes. Benjamin Disraeli. White privilege is not about white privilege or white people per se. This is the very first thing you have to understand in order to grasp what is really going on. This is mostly the ultra-rich, the power elite, PE, who are kings, queens, dukes, princes, and special bloodlines. They all rule their countries, and there are dozens upon dozens of these figures in Europe from a throne, just like they did in 1,000 years ago. And everyone but the king, the queen, the duke, the prince, and family members were known as peasants. Guess what we are going back to? A feudal system where a global monarchy will rule the world and all but a few thousand people will be peasants. There's a system in place now that has been in the making for centuries. This system has slowly been grabbing control of the world's wealth and thus control of the world's government. But today it's becoming very visible. It should be clear to the average person that there is something unusual going on. They own the banks, corporations, media, Hollywood, reality TV, professional sports, gossip-laden newspapers, and websites that allow them to focus your reality on what they want you to focus on. In short, they're keeping most people distracted from what is really going on. These are all part of the MK Ultra, which is a mind control experiment. Mind control is constantly it mind control as in constantly showing you the same thing over and over, where it conditions people to think in a certain way, to slowly get people to think in a certain way. It is operant conditioning at its finest. And then you have the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, who control the Council of Foreign Relations, who control the media. If you think Obama and Bush make the decisions, you are not in the game. So just something to think about there. Then they sent me Trump teases.
Hi, Eric. Well, this has lingered throughout Trump's...
Yeah, Trump teases that they're leaking, or not leaking, but they're setting free the...
Last week, Director of National Intelligence...
Trump teases more declassified docs on Russia origins probe. So he's saying you're seeing more of it, more and more of it are coming out now in the media. So you'll be able to see all the docs on the Russian probe. Yeah, that whole thing. Then, thank you to Ratio Bay that sent this to me earlier. You guys remember some time ago we did a video called Why is the foreskin on a man's penis so important? Skin graft. It's got 1,216 views. It was created August 16, 2019, and it was based off of an interview that that famous elder who's now passed away had shared with us, his research, Well, here it is. Sandra Bullock is basically saying the exact same thing. That Ellen was asking her how she stayed so young, and she replies, "Would you go for a facial made out of?" She was saying out of Korean children's foreskins, and so we know that the Moors are Asiatic. So they said that the highest grade of adrenochrome is based off of the Haitian children and probably those Caribbean as well. Here is one. Biden handlers break silence after leaked photos catch him with teleprompter. No one believes them. So when you watch this little short 6-minute video, you'll see the handler um, just stoop down behind the little podium where Biden is reading from, and he says that he missed a line. So you'll hear him. He's kind of losing it, guys. So just listen out for anything that way, right? Now, I wanted to go back to this one here. Julius Baer CEO to cut 300 jobs in push for leaner bank Bloomberg. So we just read that this Julius Baer is being charged and is in negotiations with the Department of Justice for the money laundering. 8 months prior, Julius Baer Group Limited Chief Executive Officer Philip Rickenbacker plans to cut 300 jobs across the board. Now I'm trying to figure out, it says, if my job ever got me to this point, I believe Now look at how beautiful she is here. Okay? And then there's this thing over here. So what happened to her? Where is she? What happened is the question, right? And then what's going on here? You guys know this is supposed to be what? The mayor or the agent doing business in Chicago as head over there? But this is what she looks like originally, I think, right? So what happened? These blue masks that the stores are offering you and insisting you strap on when you enter. Did you know that they're sprayed with PTFE, polytetrafluoroethylene, which is a synthetic fluoride found in Teflon, another nail. Something is up with Chief Justice John Roberts. It is time to learn whether the Chief Justice is the same as the John Roberts whose name appears on flight itineraries on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet. This country is entitled to know the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. To those who say nothing's happening before Trump is reelected, I would probably reconsider that notion. The October surprise of a lifetime. Holy October surprise. Pompeo just announced he has Hillary Clinton's 33,000 deleted emails and is in the process of releasing them publicly. Robert Ray Redfield Jr. is an American virologist, Wikipedia, and I think might be the head of the CDC. Alright, so this is the new Bern North, like Bern, Switzerland. This is their flag, right, with the bear on it. And then this is the new Bern, North Carolina, which I thought was interesting. So just keep in mind those red and white flags that we see, right? And Pharaoh said, there will be a red and white neutral territory of the red and the White House lineage, where we will never make war because it will be our base, where we will hide all our precious goods as in the old times of the pyramids. The center of power will be there through all non-governmental organizations, banks, and Swiss Octagon Nazi Templars. So this size bank has group offices in Switzerland, in Geneva, Zurich, Lugano, Locarno, and internationally in Nassau, Miami, Istanbul, and Johannesburg. In December 2019, the group's assets under management amounted to CHF 27.4 billion. Here's where it gets interesting. The Royal Bank of Canada sells its Swiss private banking unit to Geneva's bank Size. Geneva's Size, or C's, SYZ, is buying Royal Bank of Canada's Swiss private bank for an undisclosed sum, a deal that it expects to help more than double its profit from 2017. In the beginning of this, they asked the question, why is Hillary Clinton so close to Bernie Sanders? So I was wondering if Bernie Sanders was her brother or her father or some kind of relations. Those related to alleged cases of corruption between 2009 and 2018, linked to FIFA and also Petróleos de Venezuela, PDVSA, a state-owned oil and natural gas company, gas group. They're saying here Dr. Robert Redshields looks a lot like Leopold de Redshield. Robert D. Redfield, Wikipedia. Robert Ray Redfield Jr., born July the 10th, 1951, is an American virologist. He is the current director of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the current administrator of the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, having served in both positions since March 2018. Interesting. Battered by Trump, the CDC's director faces pressure to speak out. The agency prides itself on avoiding Washington partisanship, but the White House has successfully pushed the agency to revise guidelines on matters like school reopenings and church reopenings. And yesterday I was talking about ATF. ATF is the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms section that successfully protected the grid globally, or I want to say in the Americas. Robert Ray Redfield Jr. was born in 1951. His parents were both scientists at the National Institute of Health. Redfield's career in medical research was influenced by this background. Redfield attended Georgetown University and at college worked in Columbus University laboratories. So his parents worked for the National Institute of Health, you guys. Start to see the dots connecting. Where they had a career in medical research was influenced by their background. Redfield attended Georgetown University and at college worked in Columbia University laboratories where investigations focused on the involvement of retrovirus in human disease. Redfield earned a Bachelor of Science from Georgetown University's College of Arts and Sciences in 1973. He then attended Georgetown University School of Medicine and was awarded his Doctor of Medicine in 1977. And there he is sitting with his buddy, Dr. Fauci. Robert Redfield and her husband, who is professor at University of Chicago, Robert Redfield, a fellow, this is news May 7th, the fellow of the University of Chicago will accompany a group from the Social Research Council into Mexico to conduct study of Mexican peasant life with view to solving the Mexican immigrant problem in the United States. Mr. Redfield's wife, a daughter of Professor R.E. Park, socialist, will go with him. They will live in an adobe house. And Leopold de Rothschild, CVO, 22nd of November 1845 to the 29th of May 1917, was a British banker, thoroughbred racehorse breeder, and a member of the prominent Rothschilds family. Leopold de Rothschild. Sir Evelyn Robert Adrian de Rothschild, born 29th of August 1931, is a British financier and a member of the Rothschild family. Evelyn de Rothschild. So they're saying this is why you see Hillary Clinton with Bernie Sanders so often. So it looks like they might be one big happy family, possibly. They could be cousins, right? Here's Bill Clinton, here's Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Go and do the research, you guys. Don't take my word for it. All right, so on the Siege of Acre, Wikipedia, 1291. The Siege of Acre took place in 1291 and resulted in the Crusaders losing control of Acre to, this is the fall of the Knights Templar. When Acre fell, the Crusaders lost their last major stronghold of the Crusader on the 17th of May. William Villiers, a knight, and William Caffran, history of the Knights Templar, dismantling heresy, blasphemy, and it goes on. So 2 months after the fall of the Knights Templar, Switzerland was created. Why is that so important? The history of Switzerland. Switzerland was founded on August the 1st, 1291. August the 1st is still the national holiday. Switzerland declared itself a neutral state in 1515. All right, you guys, so the purpose of this one today was to do the links of all that was going on in Switzerland. We know that the 8 top heads were rounded up recently by the White Hats and the Army, the Navy, the military, the Marines. They're now, So they're showing us what's going on globally, you guys, and they're saying that Iran has some of the largest amounts of patriots over there. And this was reported back in 2019 when Donald Trump, you're looking at as a walking miracle, by the grace of God, just keep protecting him. They had just shared with us gene number 3 decode on back in November 2019, and like 18 or something type of they had tried to go after Donald Trump like 18 different times. So basically what we're saying here is that they were, a lot of the wealth and things that they had were, I guess, being kept at this private bank or these private banks. And I guess one of the locations was in Switzerland. All right, you guys, thank you to everyone for your support to us here. To support us here, go to paypal@themalings@gmail.com for the GSA bond templates, the 1099 OIDs, the for child support cases, tickets, citations, mortgages, foreclosures, and those of you in for nonviolent offenses, you can email us for the GSA bond templates to set off the matters, and for the fraudulent conveyance of language laws, some of Donald Trump's executive orders. Our book, Time is the Master, Time is the Key, the Chain to the Sky book, and the Herbology book, the Chain to the Sky book for postal money orders, as well as a whole host of stuff you hear us talk about here. The commercial lien document book, and if you want to join our online tutor school class, you can email us at themalings@gmail.com. We do ask for donations for our time. Like, share, subscribe. You guys have yourself a great day. Remember, we're on Noble L II now, from Noble L the first channel, and we might be using this channel for a while. All right, you guys. So share, subscribe, like, and have a great day. Thank you to everyone.